Found you just in time. Lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. All right. How funny would that have been? What do we do? Oh, wrong way. So funny. Doing it from another room. All right. So this was kind of wacky. I am doing a TikTok live on a holiday, on a weekend day. And then for some of us, many of us, US, Independence Day weekend is kind of a thing. But I decided to show up and just, give you a little encouragement, little pep talk, and from another part of what we call the hacienda. Here's a funny thing. I decided to do this TikTok live from Good Saturday morning to you, German Maid 95. Nice to see you. Anne, nice to see you. I see your little wavy waversons. And I decided to do this TikTok live from another part of our house because it is, I'm in my office all the time and I love being there. But since it's a weekend, there's a different vibe about the weekend. And there's even a different vibe about like a holiday weekend, right? And so I know you may not be decluttering this weekend. If you are, rock on with your bad self. But if you are just, oh, thank you, Gail, for thinking my home is beautiful. I love it. Melissa's decluttering her pantry today. Rock on. Just think of how much cool stuff you might be able to find that is unopened and unexpired that you can donate to somebody who could really use a couple of cans of chickpeas or something. So anyhow, I decided to do this TikTok live from what we call the tiki room in our house. That's our living room right over there. A couple of reasons. One is, as I said, because the weekends have a different vibe. I'm going to be in my office later putting together, if I must say, a badass email to the people on the Destination Decluttered email list, but I thought also this might mix it up on the weekend. I also saw that there's this like trend of what is it like? I'm calling it like dopamine decorating. I don't know what the hashtag is, but what I want to I just want to share with you that I did not realize that was a thing, but it's something I have done all my life. Is I have decorated whatever space I am in so that it lights me up and it makes me smile. And it obviously, the official term must be, so thank you. So it must be that it is generating dopamine in me. And this is something I've done for decades, as my friends and family and people I've lived with know. So I love that it's finally catching on, or it's finally got a hashtag. So I just wanted to see you that for me, colors, lots of fun stuff that means something, little vintage vibe action going there. That's what I do to bring me joy in my home. So I want to offer to you. Ask yourself, this is a great weekend, because why the heck not? It's the beginning of the month. It is a kind of a holiday. It's the weekend and it's a holiday and all that kind of stuff like that there. Ask yourself, what is it that lights me up in my home? What would I like in my home to make me feel good? Now, some people don't like color at all. They want calm, they want white, they want beige, they want simple, that kind of whoosh, spa-like feeling. I like that some other places, but I know my internal chemistry, and I know what I need. I need a jolt, of something. And pardon me, I forgot to shut off my notifications, so you'll occasionally see my giant thumb going and flipping something up. So here is a cool time for you to just say, what do I want my home to look like? Here's another one too, and I'm going to post a video that I did earlier this morning about this too, because what do you want to feel like in your home? What do you want your home to feel like? What do you want your life to feel like? And I noticed this morning, because there's again, I'm going to be riffing on this different vibe of the weekends, and what do you want to feel like in your home? Do you want to feel like you're on vacation when you're in your own home, or maybe on holiday, as our international friends would say? What does that feel like to you? What does that sound like to you? Now, the funny thing is, I have to confess, when I made this video, I made a video I'm going to post later today. Earlier this morning, it wasn't that early. I slept in because we got home wicked late last night from going down the beach, or the shore, as they say in Jersey. And I realized how I like it to be kind of whoosh, quiet. Even right now, I said that. And there's like a quiet where I live, even though I have the windows open. Now, occasionally, I think somebody's either leaf blowing or cutting something down with like a chainsaw. So you occasionally hear that because I live in the suburbs, right? And what does your idea of vacation sound like? Maybe you've got some soft music in the background. Maybe you've got the laughter of little children. Activate all your senses to really bring to life. I want to say flesh out, but really bring to life with details what you want your home and your life to look and feel like. And then it's going to be so much easier to get them because you know what you're aiming for. You know what? Yeah, see, that user Gwen C is saying, I find that funny. Your house paint is so loud. To you, to me, it makes me smile. The rods and cones in my eyes are smiling when I see these colors because it is a gray day out now, but it's cheery. It's cheery and cheerful in my house to me. And that's okay. You do you. I do me. And no worries. All right, so let's hit it. I'm here for another. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself because I kind of forgot I hit the ground running. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. I am Destination Decluttered. And if I were in my office, and I love how I notice my habits, I would be pointing to places on a pretend map, right? So just pretend this, right? Where are you now in your home? Pretend you're on a road trip and you're looking at a map. Where are you now on the map? But where do you want to get going? I run everything through like a kind of a travel and a road map filter because I, for decades, wrote about and took kick-ass road trips. And it wasn't until I realized I could turn my own life into like a road trip. I applied my road tripping principles to my life and oh my gosh, it changed. So I'm here for the next whatever. And pardon me, it's hard to see because I need to get new glasses. And you may see me wearing new glasses. I'm just letting you know. 10:07, 53 minutes or so. I'm here for the next 53 minutes to help you. And what you're struggling with clutter-wise and maybe otherwise. So I'm here to answer your questions about clutter to get you unstuck. I am picturing this, that you may be in your car on the side of the road in the mud, stuck spinning your wheels. You're doing all you can do, but all you're doing is spinning your wheels. I am here to help you get off out of the mud and onto the pavement so you can drive, and not even only just drive and get going. Drive, and then when you're driving, you know exactly where you're going to because you've defined your destination decluttered, okay? So, Breeza, you are saying that, where is it? I always get distracted when trying to clean and declutter by the stuff I have. Well, you know what? Here's a fun thing. The stuff you have, everybody's stuff, all of us have stuff, and all of our stuff tells us stories. So pay attention to the stories the things are telling you, and pay attention to how those stories make you feel. Are you looking around and are the things in your home telling you good stories or bad stories? Are they quiet because they're good and they work well and they're just like, doo-doo-doo, I'm waiting for it to use me, says the toaster? Or are they nagging you to do something? Right? And what I love is the peace and quiet, despite that, you know, these colors may look loud to some people. You know what? I love it that my house is really, even though it looks cheery, it's calm. Peace of mind, because very few things are talking to me and nagging at me to do something, right? You need a calm because you always have a lot going on. Awesome. You know what? I would say this, when you say what colors would bring the calmness, only you can answer that. So ask yourself that question. And then give yourself an opportunity to hear the answer. And here's the funny thing. Listen to your heart, listen to your gut, and listen to like that good part to be like, it would look like this. And if you don't know, start looking out in the world and start to see how different things make you feel. Create like one of those things like a vision board or something like that. You know, notice how things and different things, how you react to different things. Okay? Like I was thinking about this the other day because I think about things that make me go like, ooh, I want to do that versus, I could take it or leave it, right? And I am more in the, ooh, I'm going to pay attention to the things that make me go, ooh. I'm also going to pay attention to the fact that I'm about to sneeze, so excuse me. Here, you get a quick look behind me, okay? Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. All right? There we go. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Your place gives an awesome vibe. And here's the funny thing. I think so too. It gives me an awesome vibe because my place lights me up. And then when I light up, I go out into the world and I share that. Also, because the vibe is so cool here, we have people coming in the house going like, oh my, I love this place. Not as much now post-COVID, but oftentimes my husband's a musician. So we would have many musicians coming through the house and they'd be like, oh, this place is so cool. I love it. And we're like, oh, thank you. So do I. You know? So thank you very much. Enough about me. Let's get to you. Okay? Here we go. See, there you go. Irish Pink is aiming for coastal California. I love you know what's interesting? I will just share this, Melissa, is so we were on the coast yesterday. We were on the beach for like a hot minute. We were in Jersey, and I'm so fascinated by the fact that the coastal vibe across the world is a different feeling. Now, I grew up in Massachusetts, so I am an ocean person, and how each kind of coastal area, depending upon where it is geographically, has its own kind of color scheme and vibe. So I love that you're like coastal California. Like coastal California has a different vibe than Cape Cod, and that has a different vibe than like the Caribbean. You know, so I just love noticing those types of things. So you do you. All right, what do we have to? Oh, hey, this is cool. Melissa said, I listened to your YouTube for hours yesterday while I cleaned out my closet and vanity. And she says I'm amazing. And what I want to do is I want to accept that compliment and that gift with gratitude. Thank you. But what I also want to do is share it right back to you. You are amazing. Because all I did was put that video up there. You took the time to drop in, take the effort to do all that stuff. So you are amazing for showing up for yourself to do that decluttering. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, projects laying around and nagging me. Get curious, MK True, as to why you're not doing those projects. Just get curious. Don't judge yourself. Get curious. Ask a question. Curiosity often is in form of a question. And if you're asking a question, give some space, quiet, for you to hear what the answer might be. And decide if that answer is going to encourage you to do it or discourage you. There we go. All right, where do we go? Okay, so stuck before, family members passed away, so I inherited all their stuff. Where do I start? Very first question hits a lot of things, Meg, so I'm here going to help you, because when I help you, I'm going to help not only you, but I'm going to help other folks too. So a few things you just hit upon. So let me start with the big one first, which is the where do I start? Where do I start is probably the number one, that kind of, excuse me, I get an itchy nose. That's the number one thing I get asked, because it's kind of almost like tandem with overwhelm, right? Am I right? If you don't know where to start, is there a bit of overwhelm there? Like it is so, there is so much, there's such a, it's so large. The largeness of about it is overwhelming, so you don't know where to start, so therefore you don't start. So the opposite, I'm always talking about the opposites. I feel like there's a line running through us, this kind of like plumb line of like, you know where things are good, and you've got a line that stuff on one side of the line ain't working for you. The opposite is on the other side of what was working for you. And right down here is kind of like your intuition, maybe your chakras, I don't know, Chakra Khan, I don't know. But how I think of it is almost like, you know, you're in the mud or on the pavement. So you're stuck or you're moving. What's the opposite? Right? So the opposite of overwhelm and large is small, is over, down. So chunk it down, right? Where do you start? I will give you a tip on chunking down the category that you're dealing with, okay? So you are dealing with the third and most challenging energy and emotion serving category of clutter, which is sentimental clutter. For those of you taking notes and you've never heard of me before, here's the 3 levels of clutter that I talk about, and I work out them from this level. Surface, stored, and sentimental. Notice when I do that, I go boop, boop, boop. This is like the shallow end. This is the shallow water. This is the middle ground, and sentimental is the stuff that's near your heart. It's the deepest stuff. You're going to feel feelings, you're going to hear stories, you're going to have to make decisions that take some thought and some heart when you do it. And Meg and anybody who is struggling with sentimental clutter, what I would love to just have you think, I give you seeds to plant in the garden of your brain, and just see how this, you know, hits you and how it makes you feel. And just think about these things. Let it kind of just marinate, you know, whatever. See if it takes root. Is you don't have to love the stuff that you inherited. Just because it was owned by somebody who you knew, who may no longer be here, does not mean you have to love it or keep it in your life. Also, just because you don't love their stuff does not mean you didn't love that person. Think about that. Now, it's funny because when I say that, I'm looking over because I'm in this room, and how funny is this? And I can tell, like, I am choosing to believe that my dad, who has passed away, is saying, I get it 100%, because I'm in a room where I see a handful of things. 1, 2, right over here. I don't know, maybe a few, just a smidgy of things that my dad owned that I like, that fit into my decor, that make me think of my dad. But holy frickamole, he collected tons of stuff that I had no interest in at all. Now, just because I didn't love his stuff doesn't mean I didn't love my dad. Doesn't mean I don't still love my dad. My dad lives in my heart. He doesn't live in the stuff. Occasionally I have things around the house that remind me of him. But even if I had none of that stuff, I would still love him, okay? So Meg, what I want to you empower is think about what you want your home and life to look and feel like. Do you want to look at that thing and feel guilty because you didn't really like it? Or do you want to feel good about getting it back into circulation where it might connect up with somebody? So here's the thing that I love, is that there are other people out there in the world that loved the stuff, or love the stuff that my dad loved when he was alive. Me keeping it in my house and making it make me feel like crap doesn't do a good job. It just sits there. What I wanted to do, and what we did, is to get it back into circulation so it could hook up with the people who could be like, oh my gosh, this thing is so great. This duck decoy, this, I don't know, picture of dead birds or something, because my dad used to hunt. Get it out there so it can connect up with somebody. It's like dating. If the person you're with isn't doing it for you, you're missing an opportunity to connect up with the stuff that you love and the other person, right? So just think about those things, that it's okay for you to say, it's all right for me to let this stuff go because it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't mean I didn't love the person, and I'm giving this stuff an opportunity to collect up with somebody who's going to love it, okay? Family of 6, I hope that helps, okay? How do I store clothes? Family of 6, how do you store clothes? First of all, before you even start to think about how you are storing it, you need to sort your clothes. Okay, so get real with how many clothes you really do need to store. So think about quality versus quantity. Decrease the quantity and increase the quality. Say to yourself, everybody in your home only deserves the best clothing of what they have. So there's clothes that you wear all the time. It fits well, it looks good, you feel good in it. Keep that stuff. Notice the stuff you don't interact with a lot. Why is it just sitting there being stored? And why aren't you wearing it? Just get curious. Do not get judgy. Judgy shuts down the conversation to make you find an answer. Curiosity is question mark. Listen for the answer. Say, oh, it doesn't fit them anymore. Oh, it's the wrong season. Oh, I bought it and they didn't like it. Oh, I don't fit in it anymore. It is scratchy. Oh, I didn't realize I hadn't worn it. Here, I'm going to start wearing it. Get curious about why you're not wearing it, and reduce the quantity and increase the quality. Think of this. I only deserve the best, or I deserve only the best. So what are the best of whatever you have, and anything that is not the best, get that back out into circulation where it can connect up with somebody else. All right? Here, what do we got going today? Couple of things actually I want to just mention is I am going to strongly suggest, first of all, if you've never met me before and you haven't liked my TikTok page, if you could do that, that would be really cool, because what that lets me know is that what I am doing when I am showing up, doing a TikTok live on my own Saturday morning on a holiday weekend when I've got plans, that my investing in my time to help you is not being appreciated, but is working, that I am connecting with people who are saying, yes, please, I need this help. So if you can like my TikTok page, that would be awesome. Also, I am, as I said earlier, I am creating a really kick-ass email for the Destination Decluttered email list. If you want to join it, it is destinationdecluttered.com/join. And a really killer one is going out today. All killer, no filler. I don't spam you a lot. I don't give a lot of these fluffy things that just clutter up your email box. But today's has got a wicked lot of good stuff in it. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor. got to work on my hips and my posture. So yeah, so like if you sign up, you get a habit tracker, a free habit tracker. I'm going to resend that. So if you are already on the mailing list and you might have decreased your stuff or mislaid it, you're going to get that. You're also going to be always the people that get the first dibs on everything good that I offer. And that's free stuff, that's paid coaching, that's all the good things. I'm doing a free Zoom on the 13th. You'll get the Zoom link for that. I'm also thinking of doing another like workshop, another free workshop just for the people on the mailing list. I'm gonna get that settled in my brain, and then I'll put it on the email list. So it's the email today. So if you want to get on my email list and get all the good stuff, I've got a free workshop, the free Zoom, free habit tracker. Also, you're going to get dibs on the coaching consultation slots that I have, because those are becoming few and far between, because A, I'm going to be traveling, and B, I've got a number of new clients now. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Okay, so do that, destinationdeclutter.com/join if you want to do that. Okay. Okay. Let me work backwards here. Zoop, a lot of stuff here. Going to try to get it. Let me see what I can do. Yeah. And sometimes I'm reading things in reversed. Okay, Bobby, thank you for letting me know I'm absolutely helping. Here, let's try to go forward. Are you located in New Jersey? I am not located in New Jersey. Close. I'm located in Pennsylvania. Any organization tips? I have 5 kids and a dog. Yeah. I don't know if the dog can help with the decluttering. I will offer that the way I coach, everybody in the house needs to participate in the decluttering and the maintenance of it so it doesn't get cluttered, no matter what age to the level of their capacity. Okay? There we go. I'm living in a house that at one time had 5 people. It's only 2 now. They have passed away. That sucks that they passed away. I'm so sorry about that. But you know what? Now you have room for yourself, and make it your own. There we go. Oh, yep. Somebody answered. There we go. Okay. How do you deal with stuff that takes work to get rid of? Electronics to be wiped, legal stuff to sort. A little bit at a time, Tom the carpenter. A little bit at a time. Chunk it down. Do the thing. Electronics. One step at a time. Chunk down the overwhelm of that stuff that takes work. This is going to take work. Say, yes, it does, but once I do that work, it's going to be gone. So take the next right step. Take the next right step. What's the first milestone in getting that electronics? You answered it yourself. Wipe the electronics, and not like clean it off. I know, get it cleared out, right? Legal stuff. You know the next step is to sort it. Then what's the next step after that? Finding a place to donate it, finding a place to shred it. All those things. Chunk it down. Chunk it down. That's the only way we ever get anything done. I'm about to take a sip of iced tea that I got when I went to the farmer's market this morning. You know how I drink this whole thing? A sip at a time. It's actually kind of got whatever you call it on it. A sip at a time, a chunk at a time. It's the way we do everything, a little bit at a time. The Boston Marathon, Johnny. God, you run the Boston Marathon a step at a time. All right? And there we go. I want to paint a wall in my living room blue. Don't know what blue, and scared. Okay, I love this. Not because you're scared and not because you want to paint a wall blue. You use the word scared. Scared is fear. Fear is behind all of the things we are not doing that we want to do. Fear. It's the 4-letter word starting with F that F's up our life. So what I want to offer to everybody, and Pretty Patty, I'll give you a couple suggestions, is think of fear as your backseat driver, whispering in your ear saying, don't go there, don't do it. Something bad could happen. Fear, fear. I am your co-pilot. I'm not your backseat driver. I am in the passenger seat, looking back at those scared little kids, afraid of a color of paint, and I will ask them with just curiosity and love, because that's how you deal with these things. What are you afraid of? What are you scared that is going to happen if you paint your living room blue? Or just one wall? What are you afraid of? And just listen for the answer. I will tell you from experience, if you're afraid that it's going to be the wrong color, you can paint it over. It's like getting a haircut. Maybe not like getting a tattoo. We have painted these walls in this house and even in other houses a couple of times where we're like, that's not the right color. Paint it over. Paint it over till you get it right, and then you love it. And then every day you're like, oh my gosh, that's such the right orange. And that's such the right orange goes with such the right green. Do you notice how the opposite of fear is love? It's another 4-letter word. And When you lead with love, when you say, I love that color, I love my little lamp with the guy on it, I love my little tiki thing, I love my everything, then your house is filled with love. Okay, there we go. What else do we have? Okay, I love this. So Kyo Praise Sooth, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. My problem is I have no motivation to get started. Always feel overwhelmed. Notice people, notice the whole thing. I could just, every day I show up and I talk about, this is what most of my coaching is doing, is helping you to not feel overwhelmed so you get started. Chunk down that overwhelm. Why is it so big? Make it smaller. Okay? Make it smaller. And this is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, because you may not be motivated to get started because you don't know where you're going. You don't know why you're doing it. Now, I will offer to you, I will share with you that when somebody asked me my why, like, why am I doing it? And this was actually before, when I was writing books and I left my job and doing all this stuff. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Why do I do this? I'm like, 'cause I don't know. So to me, the why question wasn't so helpful. What I want to ask you instead is, what do you want your home and life to look like? What do you want your home to look like? And here's a pro tip. This is funny. Notice how where I'm sitting right here, there's kind of like a line where the archway is here. Pretend this line is like a line down the middle here. And on the one hand, you're stuck. On the other hand, you're moving. What's the opposite? Stuck is moving. Stuck is started. You feel stuck. How do you get started? So I talk a lot because it takes the drama out of so many things to just play this game, to learn a new language, like Duolingo style, translating the unhelpful negative thoughts about what's going on now into what is the opposite. So what's the opposite? Anything that you're saying, oh, my house is cluttered, I want it decluttered. If it's chaotic, I want it calm. If it's boring, I want to spice it up. You know, whatever it is, notice we have so many more words because our brains and the way we're built, we have a negativity bias. Counteract that negativity bias and just play with it. There's information in your negativity bias. The opposite of your negativity is the more helpful thought and feeling, and gives you that idea of what you're going for. Okay? And I like to make this stuff so freaking simple because that helps you get going. Okay? Oh, hey, I love it. Vicky from Arizona is in Italy. Yay. Vicky was a client of mine. Queen Victoria, I didn't even know you that. You know what? I was almost called Victoria. Victoria, looking forward to return to my decluttered home. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Vicky, I love it. So Vicky was a one-on-one client of mine in the spring. I work with clients one-on-one on Zoom, and we work for 10-week sessions. And she even admits she was kind of resistant, like, I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, somebody on Zoom is going to help me declutter. Oh my God, she caught the decluttering bug, was able to release so many things that no longer served her for decades, exes, all this. I don't mind if I don't want to get too specific, but I love it. And she was so excited to get to Italy. And as she said, she's in Italy now. She's looking forward to returning to her home because it's decluttered. Can you imagine being away on this awesome vacation and being excited to get back to your home because you love it? That's what decluttering does. I am there. There we go. All right. Here we go. What do we get? We get a lot of people. Great art with the wall colors. Yep. Thankful. You're grateful. Thank you. There we go. I just packed up 3 tubs of winter clothes. I live in Arizona. There we go. Okay, here we go. What else can we say? Thank you, Christina, for the roses. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Christina is also another one of my clients. I do not do, actually, here's the thing. Broken Penguin is mentioning, do I do home consults? Nope. I don't, because you know what I've found is it's not about what's in your home. I don't even need to see a picture of your home to help you. It's not in your home, it's in your head. It's in your head, it's in your heart. And what is in your head and in your heart makes you do things with your hands in your home. Look, I got a 4-H. It's the 4-H club. Oh my God, I'm cracking up because I love alliterating. Okay, there we go. Fear is your conjoined twin. How about fear is just a sibling, and you decided you're just going to be love. How's that? It's fun. Play with your thoughts. You can change them. All right. What else do we have here? Yep. Beehive over here. Something you love. I want to hang pictures in my apartment, but I'm afraid my landlord is going to take it from my deposit. Okay, how about this? Find ways to hang your pictures that do not damage the walls, or hang them up and then repair the walls before you move out. There you go. What else do we have here? I like to sing. Okay, good. We go. Yes, fear is the backseat passenger. Yeah, Christina knows, because as we talk about little kids in the back seat, it's not even it's just little kids, scared little kids who are just scared of change as an abstract concept. Doesn't mean what the change, even if change is good, they're afraid of it. Notice that, you know? What do I have any videos for packing to move? Brought my first home and now I have to pack and organize. I don't actually. I don't, but what I will say is this. Like items together. How about this? Like items together. Sort your stuff before you pack it up and run it through that process of, do I want this in my new home? Will that look and feel like will that add to the look and feel I want in my new home? And if the answer is no, allow the packing process to be a decluttering process. Okay. The other thing I want to offer to you too is like items together. And what that even means is just putting all your kitchen items in the similar boxes and labeling it kitchen and other rooms. The more specific, and this will help you too, because you are going to allow yourself to set up your dream home that you're moving into before you even get there by saying, I envision this thing going into that room. Not like, oh crap, I'll just shove it all in a box and I'll figure out later. All in a box. Did you hear my Boston accent come out? It's so funny. And yeah, decorate your new home in your head before you even get there. It's going to be a best guess scenario, okay? Or scenario. It's going to be a best guess. Sorry, my hips are kind of bugging me. This is what I get for sitting on the floor here and crisscross applesauce. It's going to be a best guess, but it'll be much better than being like, because you kind of know if there's something that you're like, about, like, I don't know, versus, I don't know, maybe, notice the vibe and do as much decluttering as you can before you move. But then also just know, and this is for you, sorry, my country fence is 8183. Know that part of the moving process is going to be, oftentimes after you move, you will definitely need to declutter for after you move, because you're just giving a best guess scenario of what you think from your current life you want in your future life. What you think from your current home you want in your future home. Once you get in that home and you live in it for a while and you see what you use and you see what you hang up with, you're going to notice what you don't use, what didn't fit, which didn't work out. My favorite saying, and that is okay. You learned about yourself. Allow yourself to say, now is time for me to move on to that, move that stuff and get it into circulation so it hooks up with somebody who loves it. Okay? There we go. Decluttering a pantry, which has been done before, it didn't work, feels exhausting and a little defeat. Oh my God, PM 11208. Notice the story in your head that's making you feeling a certain way and do a certain thing. I did this before, didn't work. I'm exhausted, feel defeated. Oh my gosh, who the fuck, pardon me, who the whatever wants to show up to do something. If you're like, did this before and it didn't work, with that kind of vibe in you, it probably won't work. You know why? Because you're not going to show up in that vibe. Here's the thing about decluttering your pantry. It is not none of this is a one and done thing, with the exception of the things that you move permanently out of your home. But then inevitably you're going to put more things in your home. Decluttering is a lifelong process because it's decision making about what you want in your life. So decluttering your pantry is something you need to do on the reg, right? Regularly, go through and say, okay, hey, what are the foods that I thought I was going to eat that I didn't eat? It's cool to get rid of this stuff. And I don't say throw it away. If it's opened, yeah. But if it's unexpired and unopened, you can donate that food that you're not eating to a food pantry, to somebody who has no food. How cool is it for you to be able to feed other people on the planet who can't afford to be fed with your abundance? Look at what a rock star you are. You're not defeated. How about this? I'm a freaking rock star. I am benevolent. I can help other people with the the stuff that I don't need. Notice when you tell yourself that, you kind of feel cool and you want to do it. Let me go put a bag together today and drop it off at a food pantry, at a shelter, at a church. Put it out on a freaking free table in your front yard. Free canned peaches, right? Whatever it is, get that stuff out into circulation where it can connect up with somebody who needs it. Okay? But notice, what you have in your head makes you feel a certain way in your heart. When you feel a certain way in your heart, you do something with your hands, and that is reflected in your home. I've just decided to add that 4-H of the home in there because I like alliteration, and so we'll see how that works. Okay? There you go, domestic violence. Yep, domestic violence shelters. Yes, help people who struggle and need. All right? Here's the thing. Love it. See, Samantha says she loves the colors in my decor, feels happy and energizing. I believe that too. That's why I decluttered. I decorated my home this way. Sassy Pants is asking, is this wall clutter? It's not clutter to me because clutter is the stuff that's in the way of the life you love. It's just the stuff that gives you that's kind of meh that's in your life. None of this stuff is meh. It is so unmeh that I decided to hang it on my walls and look at it daily. I have a story behind every single one of these pieces of artwork, and every story of that artwork, and also all this. Check it out. See this? Look. I mean, whoops. Here we go. That, pardon me, I went over there too. You got some stuff. So cluttered is a way of thinking that there's a whole bunch of items together, right? But also clutter is a category that falls under the stuff that just doesn't work for you. All this works for me, and it tells me good stories. And every time I see it, even if I don't relive the story, it represents a good story to me. So the vibe in my home, every time I look at this stuff, I could tell you the story, and it's a good one. And when I walk around my house and everything in my home is curated because it tells me a good story, then suddenly the vibe in my home is good. Okay? Oops. There we good. Love the walls. It's not, yes, well organized and displayed. And thank you. You know what? Here's the difference is, little free libraries and now little free pantries. We've got them in our town too. There we go. I am glad Sherry T, decluttering, teacher on summer break, Sherry T, and anybody who's a teacher. I love helping teachers. I have a number of clients who are teachers. You people are rock stars. If there's anything I can do to help people in the teaching community, especially in the environment we are currently living in, I would love to help you because you are doing such an important job, and I just want to give you accolades, okay? To get back to just the notion of very well organized and displayed, it's because I went and sorted through my stuff and I made a decision. I made a decision of what felt right to me, what I wanted to keep. I highlight, I take care of the stuff I'm keeping, and the stuff that didn't do it, I let it get back out there. What about cards you get from your loved ones? I save them. Cindy, that's cool. You do you. Go through them occasionally and remember them. I do that. I've definitely whittled down. I did that with Christmas cards. But also what I've learned is I used to do that and I still have a collection, but then I also have changed my habits sometimes. And sometimes I save them and sometimes I don't, but I keep the good vibe of that person in my heart. Right? There we go. Oh, I see. Okay. And I didn't, ask yourself if it's cluttered or not. And trust me, I'm not trying to judge anybody. Here's the funny thing. So when we're doing one of these TikTok lives, the only way you and I can communicate is from me reading the few words that you do it, and it's in order. And here on TikTok, there's a wicked lot of people. So sometimes I miss the nuances. That's why when I coach, I love coaching one-on-one on Zoom, because we can get so granular about exactly what you mean, and I can ask clarifying questions, and you can start to answer the questions and hear what your answers are. When you get your answers out, and answers out on paper, writing down the stuff you want in your life, the way you want it to look and feel, get it out of your head like spaghetti, dump it out, write it down. That is the first major step in getting any of that stuff done or accomplished. If you leave it up here, it's going to stay up there. When you dump it out, you can get some distance and you can figure out what that stuff is and how you can get it, And I've got figurines, I will say this. Oh, if my leg wasn't about to fall asleep, I would show you my, I'll do it in a future TikTok video or some video. I think there is one. There is one on my feed somewhere of my snow dome collection from back in the day when I used to fill my life with a lot of collectibles and stuff. I still have them. Oh, thank you, Rain. Rain, you know what? You're really good about reminding me to save these TikTok lives. If anybody doesn't know, what I do is I am able to, TikTok allows me to download these lives after they're done. And then I go and upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, because folks have told me that they enjoy putting them on in the background, kind of like a podcast, while they're decluttering. It's almost like if you have ADHD, it's like body doubling, or just having something kind of, motivating in the background while you're doing something and being like, yeah, look at me, I'm making my world the way I want it to, and even Kit Kat is saying, I love referring back to these lives. I want to share with you all, thank you so much for letting me know that. Because this is something that wouldn't have organically occurred to me, or it kind of did. And I'm like, well, I guess I could do that. But when I realized when you told me what you needed and what I was doing would help you, oh my goodness. I want to do it all the time now because I want to help you. There we go. Body doubling is just making it helps some people focus on what they're doing. It's like being in like a group working session, where it's like, you call up a friend and be like, hey, I'm decluttering my home. Check in with me for a half hour. You want to declutter at the same time? Okay. Like accountability. It just helps you focus. So I work with some people who have ADHD, and I also have it in my family. So I have tools in my Destination Decluttered toolkit that I pull out that help not just the ADHD folks, but also other people. Find what works for you and use it. Yeah, it keeps me company. Carol is saying I always do that. There we go. Alex says, put TikTok on and you are keeping me motivated. That's what I love. That's what I love, because I'm here. Notice motivated is going from stuck to getting started, and then started. Once you get started, getting started is the hardest part. Tom Petty said the waiting is the hardest part. I want to say the getting started is the hardest part. Once you get started, you get some momentum. You see some, oh, this looks better. Oh, look, I cleared off that table. Look, I'm starting to, like I just literally donated a big bag of clothing to a donation place earlier this week. Just this morning, I realized I have this pair of capris that I'm like, I myself, as a declutter life coach, I myself was like, you know what? I really don't wear those capris. I just don't. I'm always wearing this one pair, even though it has a hole in the knee where I fell down. I tripped when we were in Florida and fell and scrapped my knee. But I have two other pair that I know I just never, I reach for and I'm like, I don't like them. So I'm going to honor that. I'm starting another bag of clothing. Now, notice I do this professionally and I still have this in me, in my life. The things you bring into your life work sometimes, sometimes they don't. Hanging on to the stuff that doesn't work just clutters you up, Cindy, I like you. Thank you. There we go. Whatever. It's hard to picture yourself starting. How about this, Roxanne? Just standing up versus sitting down. Just even standing up and moving your body. How about this? I don't even know if you're listening to me, holding the phone, listening to me. Put it down somewhere, put it on speakerphone, stand up for your rights, and pick up some stuff on a surface that you know does not belong there. Clear off one surface in the next 17 minutes that we're together, and notice that even that made a difference. Everybody, y'all, as the Southerners would say, if you did some decluttering between now, I think my husband's home, and when, between now and when I sign off at 11 a.m. Eastern, you would make progress. It would look different. It would be change. It would feel better. We're going for change and feel better. Okay? Even who is it? Mel Robbins, 54321. Like get up, move, and all that. Okay, Mercury to you. My closet is filled with clothes I haven't worn since the COVID shutdown. Get curious why you're not wearing them. Be okay with that and maybe donate them. Okay, there we go. I love it, people. Okay, so there was something else I just thought of that I wanted to mention. Oh, me doing TikTok Live. So here's a goofy thing that I did because I'm a human and I am learning everything. Like I'm learning as I go. I'm always incrementally improving stuff to make it better. So here's a goofy thing that I did. So oftentimes, let me just say, hey, boo-boo. I'm doing a TikTok Live for another few minutes, okay? Right. Are you a sweaty pup?
I am.
All right. Anywho, what was I saying? I was saying something, TikTok Live. Oh, so normally what I do, and I will continue to do this, is I do a video where I will say when I'm showing up again on TikTok Live. But also here's the thing too. I am on Facebook. at Destination Decluttered. I am on YouTube, Destination Decluttered, and Instagram on Destination Decluttered. And I say that because if you know people who are struggling with clutter and stuff that aren't on TikTok, let them know there's help available. There we go. Set a timer. There you go. Geniola. That's what yep, 20-minute cleanup. That works. I show up on those other places, but I do a video to let you know, and I'll post it and I pin it to the top of my my TikTok page and my Instagram page and my Facebook page, so you know when I'm doing these things. I like to schedule them so you know when I'm showing up. And reason I'm saying that is, because what I'm going to do is when I do this Destination Decluttered email mailing list email today, I will let you guys know before everybody else when I'm going to be doing the TikTok lives. I'm going to put it in the email that you will get later this afternoon from me if you are on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. This is really going to be, and I'm just saying this because who knows, like there are states that are saying TikTok is bad, whatever. I freaking love TikTok. TikTok has improved my life so much, but if somebody means it's going away, then I want to recreate what we do right here somewhere else. And the best way that I can keep in touch with the folks that want that too is by having this email mailing list. I don't spam. I really try to only send good content because I get annoyed when I am spammed too. So I really might want to make sure it's worth your while. So I am adding things to the email that will be all killer, no filler, as they say. And so destinationdecluttered.com/join. You get a whole bunch of things, and I'm sending out a good one today that you're going to get, as I say, like first dibs on stuff before other people, as a thank you for sharing your email address with me. I then too, you will know my email address because that's where it comes from, right? So I just wanted to suggest that. Also, if you want to like my TikTok page, that would be cool because when I do go on TikTok live, you will be notified about it. Okay. I just wanted to mention that beforehand. I do one-on-one coaching. I've got the thing. I got all the cool things and they're really to help you. So I will be doing TikTok lives next week. I haven't figured out when that will be. The people on the email list will be the first to know, and then I'll do a video and post it so you'll know that as well. All right. Liz V, one more time, and it's cool, is first of all, it's destinationdecluttered.com is my website. And then scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. There's a form there, or if you go to my TikTok page to like it, there's like a little link destinationdecluttered.com/links. That will show you the link to sign up for my mailing list. There's no consultations available yet, but then it also shows where I am. So go to my website. There's a join page. There you go. It's cool. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize, Liz. I know these things happen quickly. But yeah, just for the next, how about this? The next 12 minutes, is that the math when I'm on? Just change something up in your life. Just take something you say, you know what, this isn't doing it for me anymore, and make a promise to yourself, put it in a bag or a box to donate, and then bring it to a donation place today. Notice the change it makes and feels when you remove the items that no longer serve you, when you remove the stuff that no longer serves you from your life. This is clutter-wise and otherwise. Your life feels better, it looks better, and it functions better, right? Because all you were surrounded by, but it's love, 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 love. I love my clothes. I love my decor. I love my husband. I love my neighbors. I love the food in the cabinets. I love whatever, my records in my record collection. I love the art on my walls. You know, when you can walk around your house and go love, 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 versus ugh, meh. Love, babies, it's where it's at, you know? There we go. Kat says, my husband found you. New supporter here. Kat, nice to meet you and your husband. I will say this. Here's an interesting thing too, and this is not like a plug for signing up for coaching, but I'm just kind of planting a seed because it's new to me, is that recently I have had some couples sign up. I get a consultation request from one person, and then I sign up for the consultation and I see two people. That's cool. As long as you're showing up together on the same session, I don't care how many people are there, except if it's a group, and then we do group coaching, which I don't even start yet. But just get curious. If you and whoever you are sharing a living space with, or you and somebody show up in the same room at the same time for coaching, sure, I'll share that. And it's always cool when I see couples doing it, because that means they're both on this kind of road trip together. They're both deciding what they want their home that they share to look and feel like. right? So there's a cool thing. What else do we have? Mugs, bees. There we go. I bust you. I am not the most amazing person. What I know is earlier in my life, I would have loved to have gotten a little encouragement. Encouragement to move, to trust that what was in me to move my life to the direction that I wanted. The life that I knew I wanted did not look like what other people wanted for me or what I was surrounded by. Okay? So it took bravery and courage to declare, I want orange walls. I want funky artwork. I want a musician husband. I want to live a creative lifestyle. And when I was brave enough to do that for myself and changed my life like that, it changed my life. It would have happened earlier if I had had encouragement, but I got it, and it took me a long time. And this is the thing. I want to be a shortcut. I want to be the shortcut between where you are and where you want your home and life to be, because I learned a lot, and I want you to benefit from all this stuff that it took me a wicked long time to know. It's like, I believe you call that wisdom, maybe. I don't know. It's like old head on new shoulders. But here's the thing with young folks, like I have nieces and nephews, I just want to save them. I want to give them shortcuts, but it has to be when you're ready. You know how they say you can't put an old head on new shoulders or young shoulders? When you are ready and you want the shortcut and you're like, I want to get to there. That's why I say I only coach people who are ready to be, who are willing and wanting, eager to be coached. That's when it works. If you're not ready, it's not going to work. But if you're ready and open to the wisdom, it's a freaking shortcut. Okay? So the Rokas, I will say this, I'm only on for about another 9 minutes, but what I want to offer to you is I will be, the whole recording of this today that I did and a bunch of others, plus another guy, as my sister and I would say, will be on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I promise that I will download this from here and upload it to YouTube before I go and play for the afternoon. And I also promise that I'm going to send out the Destination Decluttered monthly email with all sorts of links to the free Zoom. I'm going to put the habit tracker back on there. You're going to find out where I show up on social media for the next couple of weeks or so. I'm thinking of maybe doing another free workshop that only you will know about because you'll be on the mailing list. So all that good stuff, there we go. So Mugs Bees, I love it. You said, I just want to reiterate that for somebody else. There was something else you said. Thank you for being the most amazing person. I just hung 2 pictures and subscribed to your email, right? And I want to say this. Thank you. But you know what? I'm giving that right back to you. I did not hang those pictures. You did it. You bought the pictures. You went and found the nail. You got the hammer. You found the place. You did it. I did nothing. I did not do that stuff. You did that for you. And notice you did it because you felt like you could do it in your body. So you got up and you did the thing. I am here to help you find that spark in you. I can share my spark with you, but if you're not ready, it's not going to ignite. When you're ready, it's going to ignite and you're going to get up and you're going to do the things you have been wanting to do. And I freaking love that. And I love that I can do it from wherever I am in the world, from whatever room in my house, any time of day because of the internet. I coach people from across the country, US. I would love to do, it's interesting. I always say I would love to do people around the world, but I really feel like the clutter problem we all struggle with is part of our society because we have so much that we're bombarded with that people who want us to buy stuff convince us is going to fill up our lives with joy, and it doesn't work. That I want to help you with that because I know what it feels like on one side when it felt crappy and stuck, but I am on the other side and I am a living, walking, breathing, testifying example of what it looks and feels and sounds like on the other side of the stuck. When you get moving and you're moving towards that destination of decluttered, that destination, not like a freaking commute. You're not driving to a job you hate. You are driving to a place that you know you're going to love, or at least you think you're going to love. So why the heck not? Be led by the magnet in your heart. Move towards the things that draw you to them. Notice the things you're repelled by like a magnet. Stay away from those. Minimize your interaction with those things. Get them out of your life. And then all you're left with is love, 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 love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You know, when you have love in you, that is you even have love for your fears. You do, because you're like the awesome parent in the passenger seat. You're the driver, right? You're the driver of your life. I love this metaphor. When you think about you driving your life, you can steer one way, you can steer away. You can put on the gas, you can put on the brakes. You know, however, you are influenced by your thoughts. And this is the life coach training in me. And this is how I describe it, because it works for me, is I think of my fears and I think of my less than helpful thoughts are in the back seat. They are scared little kids who, for the rest of their lives, if all they did was go through the McDonald's drive-thru and get nuggets and chicken fries, you know what I mean? Nuggets and fries, nuggets and fries. They don't want anything different because they fear change in general. You have fear of change built into how your brain works because you're a human. And if you pay attention to them, if you believe them, if they're whispering while you're driving, you're going to stay stuck, driving in circles, spinning your wheels, not getting anywhere in the mud. What I offer is there's also a co-pilot voice. You may not have heard it a lot because the kids in the back seat are always just, oh my God, they will never freaking shut up, right? But when they quiet down enough, you've got like a part of you that maybe speaks, hopefully not in my voice, but your own voice. I show up as like your external co-pilot, both on these videos and when I am coaching, to help you quiet down the backseat drivers, not shut them up. Rah, shut up. You know, in a car, when you say S the F up people, or I'm driving, I'm turning around, that don't work. That's short-term. That's short-term silence, but it's not a good silence, an uncomfortable silence. We go for good silence. Quiet down. It's okay. We're going someplace that we know we're going to love. It's going to be all right. When you quiet your brain enough through breathing, through, as I use this process in my coaching called calming down the backseat drivers, you listen to what they're afraid of. You address that with love and concern to quiet them down so you feel like you were being heard, and you have ingredients in what they're afraid of. You can use that in your loving response to them to calm them down. Then when they're quiet, you can then listen to your own internal co-pilot. When you ask yourself then, what do I want my home to look like? You can listen to your co-pilot who says it's okay if you want orange walls with funky artwork and a shag carpet, because that's what you want. And you're like, yeah, that's what I want. Okay, then do it. You want a blue wall on one of your walls. You want to hang that artwork. Just do it. It will make your life feel better. Notice that. You are the driver. I've only got a few minutes left here, so I want to make this count. And it's funny because Matthew McConaughey is doing a whole thing about driving, road trip life and all that. And he's got a heck of a lot more money and followers behind me and stuff like that. But trust me, this is my love language, and I will meet him one-on-one on the road being like, let's do this. Let's help people. This is how I help people, is you are the driver of your own life. Drive towards, if where you are parked right now isn't that a place that you freaking love and want to hang out in, that's okay. Notice that. When you notice that, get curious about what is working, what you do love in your life. Keep the love. What is not working for you, just start to notice that and find ways to get those things out of your life. Decluttering is a great way to learn this habit of thinking and doing, because you know about the external things in your life that aren't working in your home. And when you start moving them and notice how it ups your vibe and your home looks and feels differently, and then you start to remove and change the unhelpful thoughts in your head, the vibe just grows, and then you're living a life that you freaking love. And who doesn't want to do that? All right. Woo, there we go. All right. Nothing I did was good enough for my narcissistic ex, so now it's so hard to clean. Why? You're not doing it for them. User 9400 bloody blop. You're doing it for you. Do it for you, not them. There we go. My mind needs a home free of clutter. My family members refuse, of course, because I get you. You know what? If they don't see why it could benefit them, they're not going to do it. Also, if somebody else is typically the one who shoulders the responsibility of the decluttering, like the women in the world, they just are used to somebody picking up after them. Got that? All right, so here we go. Why is this making you cry, Kelly? I don't want to make you cry in a bad way, but just notice, everybody, I'm going to sign off in a smidge, but I want to make sure I leave on a good note. This is maybe making you cry because this is touching a part of you that is resonating with it. There's something there. The stuff behind your stuff, as I like to say. Just notice that. Don't judge it. Allow it to flow. Tears are supposed to flow. That is your body giving you a hint that there's something there that you would benefit from just listening to yourself and say, yeah, why is this? Why is this making me cry? Listen for the answer. When I sign off in a minute, sit with yourself, grab yourself a notebook, and write down these things. That's the first step in you creating your own roadmap to getting to where your home is looking and feeling like you want, like your house, your body, your life is getting the way you want, okay? So just pay attention, everybody, even if you're not crying. I'm going to sign off in a minute and just sit there and think, today, on a holiday weekend, how do I want my life to be different starting today, July 1st? For the rest of the year, even just for the rest of today. What can you do today? What's a little thing you can do today to change the trajectory of how your home looks, so your life and home look different if you just keep on doing those little things, okay? Now that feels like a mic drop moment, as I like to say, but the one thing that I really am just hammering home, I've got one divine hammer. If you know, you know. If I get one divine hammer, and I want to just say, please, if you're interested in anything I'm doing and saying, the best way to stay in touch with me and get the best of the best is to get on the free, it doesn't even cost anything, my God, people, Destination Decluttered email mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. I am sending out a killer email today with all sorts of awesome stuff in it that is only going to be talked about and shared with the people on the email mailing list. I will give wicked good content here on TikTok lives and when I do Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Do not get me wrong, but the best of the best, the creme de la creme, is going to be for the people who have been cool enough to share with me their email address. I do not abuse it. I share you mine. I ask that you don't abuse that either, but let's work together. I am here to help you, and that's always going to be where you get first dibs on the good stuff. So it'll behoove you to learn about your uvula, and it will behoove you to get on the mailing list. And if you don't want to do that, that's cool too. I offer so much free content here. If you do want one-on-one coaching, I do that. I don't currently have, as of today, any consultations available. However, I'm going to put some on my calendar, and the people who are on my mailing list are going to get first dibs. So just do that. Other people, you'll get second dibs, which they'll still be good dibs in search of self. And now I'm going to sign off because I could talk to my phone all day, but my hips are falling asleep. It's turning out to be a beautiful day, and I want to go live a life I love, and I want you to too. All right. Thank you, everybody, for showing up, for keeping me company this Saturday morning, at least on the East Coast of the United States. Please have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, July 2023. I will be back later in the week. Not sure when, but if you're on the mailing list, you'll know when first, to do some more TikTok lives. So if you like my Destination Decluttered YouTube, TikTok page, you will be notified when I show up live, but I will also be showing a schedule of it too. So, all right, all that good stuff. Just remember, you deserve to live a life you love. So figure out what that looks, feels, and functions like, and then start driving towards it. Okay? You got this.